Hey guys, so today I'm going to be doing something a little bit different. I'm going to teach you guys how to set up the WYSE application on your iPad, iPhone, iPod Touch, or Android device. For those of you that don't know, what the WYSE application does, it allows you to remotely access your computer, or whatever computer that you set it up on, from anywhere you happen to be running the application from. Most likely it'll be your home computer, and your phone. So if you're running the WYSE application on your phone, you can access your home computer from wherever you happen to be, which is really convenient and really cool. So without any further ado, let's take it away to the first part of the tutorial. David's hands.
Alright, for this part of the tutorial, I'm going to be showing you guys how to actually set up the WYSE application on your Android phone, or actually iPhone or iPad or iPod Touch, whatever you happen to be using the WYSE application with. Alright, for this one, I'm using a Evo 4G from Sprint, and the first thing you want to do is actually open up the WYSE application. Alright, once it opens, it's gonna give you a nice layout like this of all the computers that you have, and you're just gonna want to click up here in the top right corner where it says plus. Now, WYSE does offer like VMware View and VNC client, but for our sake, we're using an RDP client, a remote desktop protocol. I believe that's right. Alright, now the nickname, it doesn't have to be anything specific. It's just a name for you to recognize. Like I use the name Home PC just so that I know what I'm connecting to. So I'll just type it here for the sake of the tutorial. Alright. Oh, sorry. Alright. Now the home address. The host address, sorry. What the host address is, it isn't the IP address of your computer. I made that mistake, so don't make that mistake. The host address is actually the external IP address of your router, I suppose, or whatever your ISP gave you.
Hey, so I'm editing this video right now, and I realized I didn't tell you how to get or how to find out your external IP address. Basically, what you want to do is to find out your external IP address, you can just go straight to Google and type in my external IP address, and it'll be the first link. You click it, and that'll tell you exactly what your external IP address is. So sorry for that, and enjoy the rest of the tutorial.
Now, I don't actually have my host address memorized, so I'm just going to put in a false one just for the sake of this tutorial. So it's actually really hard doing this and looking through the phone at the same time. I'm filming this on iPhone 4, by the way. Alright, now that we have our fake host address up, now the username and password. What the username is, it's the actual account logon that you use for whatever PC you're on. Like, I don't know, Bob Smith, and you click on Bob Smith to actually log into your, like, specific PC account, or whatever. Whatever it is, that's what you need to type there. And, alright, let's just put Bob here. Alright, now the password isn't necessary right now. You can actually leave the password blank. It's just there so that if you don't want to enter the password, like every time you log on to that specific computer, you don't actually have to enter the password. But, okay, so let's just leave that part blank. And the screen resolution, you can deal with that later, as you like. And the port's very important right now. For this sake, most Windows computers use port 3389 to actually, host RDPs, or remote desktops, for remote desktops to go through. That's what most Windows computers use. So that's what the port we're going to be using. You can actually use almost any port you want. Well, not almost any port you want, but you can use a lot of ports basically. Alright, and then on this end, we're going to save it. And, the console mode. The console mode I always turn on, and that is for like other features that I don't know right now. But just turn it on, trust me, it'll work. And then you click save, and then it's saved. I have 2 home PCs there. Alright, and then from now on we're pretty much done with the phone application part, and we're on to the computer part. So that'll be the next part of this tutorial.
Alright, now that we've finished all the phone application part of this process, now we're going to go on to the actual computer part of this process. And for the computer part, we need to access your router. So to access your router, access most routers, it's going to be let's actually click there, 192.168.0.1. and that's going to be to access most routers. Some routers might require you to put 192.168.1.1. It's all dependent upon your router, but for most cases this is going to be it. And if you still can't get in, then your best choice is just to Google the specific case, because I don't really know any other case besides 0.1.1 or 0.0.1. But anyways, let's continue. So we go there. Now for the login, I'm using a D-Link router. I'm actually using a D-Link DGL 4500 router. That's the router that I'm using. So it might be a little bit different for you guys because you might not have this router. Alright, but either way, when you put that in, you're going to get to this login screen right here. And it's going to be admin, and there's going to be a password. Now, if you don't know your password, chances are it's going to be a default password. For some routers, some Linksys routers, I know that the username is admin and the password is password as the default. If you don't know your username and password, you can just always Google it, because chances are it'll be default, so you can Google the default password. Once you find that out, you just enter in. I actually have a password, a specific password for mine, but once you get in, you're going to see a screen, something like this. You're going to see tools, advanced, basic, something similar along those lines. But for some routers, we're going to be looking for port forwarding. That's what we're doing right now. We're going to be forwarding a port. But so there, some Linksys routers, we're looking for the actual words port forwarding. It might be an advanced, or actually advanced. But for me, I don't have an option that says port forwarding. I have an option that says gaming, because this is a quote-unquote gaming router. But basically try to get to a screen that looks like this, where you enter the name, an IP address, a TCP port, a UDP port, or it might just say ports, like it might shorten everything to just ports, and an enable thing. Alright, so the name for this, it actually doesn't matter what the name is. This name is just so that you know what you're talking about later. For mine, I just put WYSE, W-Y-S-E. Again, this name doesn't matter. It can be anything. It is just an identification thing, just so that later on when you look back at it, you'll be like, oh, what did I open that port for? You'll be like, oh, I opened it up for WYSE. And then you drop down to the next box. The IP address. And this is the actual IP address of the computer that you want to access. So to find out your IP address, if you don't know it, you can just go to Google and Google the words my IP address, and it'll probably be the first site. That's if you don't know your IP address. You can also go through command prompt and do ipconfig if you know how to do that. I'm not going to explain that in this process. But basically you get your IP address. The easiest way, if you don't know how, is just to Google my IP address, and it'll tell you. Okay, and then I'm not going to put in my actual IP address just for security purposes. Alright, anyways, so it's going to be something along those lines. Well, not really ones, but you get the point. So you enter your IP address, and then you go on to the next line. Some of you might just have a port. You might not have the TCP or the UDP ports, like port boxes. You might just have a box that says ports. It doesn't matter. In any case, you do the same thing. For this again, this is where we have to recall that we set a specific port on the WYSE application, and that port was 33. I'm forgetting the port that we used. 996 or 98, 3396. I think it's 3396. All right. So 3396, and hold on, I gotta find my mouse here. Okay. Oh, 3396. Pretty sure it's 3396. Oh no, sorry. It's 3389. Oh, that's not 89. Whoa, what's happening here? Oh, sorry. Okay, sorry. 3389. Sorry for any confusion. Alright. It's 3389. That's the port that we're using for this tutorial. And that's the default port that most Windows computers use for RDPs, for remote desktops. And okay, in some cases, this is a side note. Some cases, not for this application. I'm just telling you this as a side note. Most times when you're doing port forwarding, you usually do something like this. You'll open up a range of ports. So that means all ports from 3389 to 4000, those ports are going to be open. But we're not going to do that in this. We're just going to do 3389, and it's good that we only do one port, because the more ports you have open, the more vulnerable you are to attacks and threats. So but that's okay, because we're only going to open one port, so that's good. And then you just click enable, and then you click add and save. There's going to be save settings somewhere in here. It might not be as convenient as like right here. It might be somewhere on the bars over here for your specific router again. Remember, I'm using a D-Link router. So basically that's all you have to do, and once you click add and you click enable and save settings, you'll be set. One other thing, I'm just remembered, one other thing you might have to do is you might actually have to go on back to the desktop and go to properties of your computer. Yeah, go to the, okay. I'm using Windows 7, by the way. So you're going to click on the start, and then you're going to go up to my computer, you're going to right click, and you're going to click properties. And once you get into the properties, you're going to want to go to remote settings. And you're going to want to allow connections from computers running any versions of remote desktops. And yeah, it's a less secure option, but this will be the only way to actually let you access the let you access your computer from your phone anywhere. If you're only accessing your phone, if you're only accessing your computer from your phone when you're on the same Wi-Fi network, that'll work if you just allow connections only from computers running remote desktops with network level authentication. That's basically meaning devices on the same network. That's basically what that's meaning. Devices on the same network can access my computer as long as they have, the right credentials and the ports open and stuff like that. But to access it from anywhere, you'll need to do this, and then you'll need to click apply and then OK. And I know some people might not feel as safe about that, but if you want to use the RDP from anywhere, I do it. I do it. So okay, so it's entirely up to you if you want to do that. That's only if you want to access it from anywhere. Remember, anywhere. Alright, so, and then you click apply and OK, and then you're done. And then you can now access your, you can now access your computer remotely from your phone anywhere in the world. That's a nice mood, isn't it? Alright, so I hope you enjoyed this tutorial, and if you did, if this was helpful, please, thumbs up this video, comment, subscribe, check out my other videos, and if there were some things that were unclear to you, just please leave a comment below, and I'll be more than happy to clear up some things for you guys if you guys are having any trouble or anything like that. So thanks for watching again, and check out my other vids, guys. Later. Ooh, it's a nice desert plain.